The clock is ticking as inventory is about to flood the market. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up and strap in. Hold on to your hats and glasses as we have a very honest, forward-thinking, critical thinking conversation on not what happened. We all know what happened. We overheated the housing market. Why is that important? Because everything hinges on the U.S. housing market. If we lose it, we're going to lose everything. And it's always happened. Every single time a boom has been produced, a bust is followed. So anybody telling you this time is different, I want you to tell them we've always had booms and busts in the markets. And every time we went through a boom, they've always bust. So if somebody doesn't want to put even this much crash risk on this one, run for your financial life. Anyway, welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about what's coming, what's around the corner, and why, and just some of the things. Throw a dart at an economic map, and you're going to hit an issue threatening the U.S. housing market. But the forward-thinking, critical thinking we're going to talk about today. So we all know it's stalled and, in fact, reversed course. The downward trend has started. Now it becomes how deep will it go? Well, we'll just have to wait around and see that one. So, logic would tell you it's got a long way to go, right? People are controlled with fear and panic, buyer's remorse. We've reported on it all. Mortgage applications down to a 28-year low. We're breaking all the wrong records now. Record inflation, runaway inflation, overnight appreciation, never seen before high. I mean, gosh, throw a dart at the wrong record map and you're going to hit something that we hit as well. But this is the thing, friends. I think really if we're forward thinking, critical thinking today, this summer is going to be a landslide. A landslide for a couple reasons. The U.S. savings rate, another record we're breaking, is at an all-time low. People are running on fumes as we remove money from circulation. Now, all that wealth effect is long but gone. People's just talking to a subscriber last night, Terry the tow guy in Alabama, towing repos going off the charts. And we all know the housing market typically follows the auto market by about 6 months. So Terry the tow truck guy is towing cars he's like, dude, this is insane. It's like I've never seen anything. He's been doing it his whole life. He's like, this is insane. The fuse is lit. It's on. Houses follow about 6 months behind the auto bubble popping. It's coming. So this summer, I think it would be a reasonable expectation for one, the U.S. savings rate's at an all-time low. Even Jamie Dimon at Chase Bank, who's watching people's savings accounts, he's saying by this summer it's gone, empty, everybody. And I've even reported the high wage earners now, over $100,000 a year, are living paycheck to paycheck. They're running on fumes. People are going to start getting in pain. And so what little appreciation they have left of the house, that's what they'll ultimately look to. And as a real estate guy, I've told you this, right? The last thing to go is what? The house. They'll let Terry the tow truck guy tow their car away. They'll do everything. They'll cancel Netflix. They'll eat top ramen. They'll do whatever it takes. Finally, the house. How much equity is in the house? Let's sell the house. Then what we're going to see is, you know how you have buyer's remorse right now? Seller's remorse. Many people that are going to be in this situation are themselves. But wait, it gets better or worse depending on how you're looking at it. What do the summer months typically bring in real estate? Listings. People naturally come to market in summer, spring. That's a very popular time for people to want to sell. Added inventory. There's so much to contend with right now. Like, we're just scratching the surface. If you're new, jump in the comments. You want to see the comments section light up like a Christmas tree? Jump in the comments and ask, what are some of the economic threats that are currently circulating through the economy that could threaten my house? It's insane, right? I mean, this is the waters we're swimming in now. And it's kind of interesting to me. What about you? I know a lot of you have been of this mindset since day one. Now, I know for me, as a real estate guy who came to YouTube very early on in the height of the buying euphoria, when you looked like an absolute crazy person for warning people to play it safe right now, that this is a real estate bubble, but no. This time was different. Last bubble was due to loose lending. Well, what happened in the last bubble? It was a mortgage crisis. Banks got stuck with a bunch of residential mortgages. Well, what did lockdowns do in this crisis? It stifled businesses. And what are we seeing now? The same thing, a mortgage crisis in the commercial loan industry. And commercial has as big of an impact as residential as we look at these massive skyscrapers defaulting attached to the banks. The banks. And that's just another, I believe, potential issue that we contend with as residential mortgages will follow shortly behind. Why, you ask? I'll tell you, because I know what a lot of you are thinking. No, it won't, Scott. The commercial or residential mortgage industry will not follow close behind because people have great interest rates. They're more financially stable. They're more credit worthy. The loans were stronger and their interest rates are low, Scott. Well, guess what, friends? I got news for you. I don't care if you have an 800 FICO score and you have a 0% interest, which you don't, on your house. If you lose your job, it won't matter. It won't matter. What's the government's main goal right now? To control CPI, to control inflation, create job losses. They've been doing a pretty good job of it. Which sector did they attack? White collar. The white collar sector, right? Google, Amazon. All the big high-flying tech companies, they're gone. They're throwing people overboard. And here's the funny part of it. It's not funny. It's not even funny. They're throwing people overboard at the front end of a recession. You understand we're at the front end, right? This isn't the middle. This isn't the tail end. Front end. Why do you ask? I'll tell you that too, of course. Tail end of a health crisis. We're at the tail end of that. The very tail end of that. We're not even all the way out of that, in my opinion. Front end of a recession. So when Jamie Dimon says that people are now going to be running on fumes by this summer, Chase Bank, you better listen up. When you hear that the high wage earner now is running paycheck to paycheck, well, that's not a good sign either. Then when you have summer and springtime listings start to pour in, and the government's main goal is to attack the job market, then you have mortgage-backed securities, the commercial real estate industry tied to all those banks defaulting, and then residential going to follow close behind, like I said, with tow truck Terry. He's out there towing cars, right? And what does the housing market do? Follows the auto market by 6 months, typically. So that means we're going to have a lot of inventory. Let's just cut to the chase. We're going to have a lot of inventory hitting us, aren't we? And that was the one thing I think a lot of the industry was hoping for. Because of supply and demand, we still have low inventory. But like I said, throw a dart at a map. I'm just scratching the surface. If you're new, jump in. Get involved in the comments. I'll see you there. The realities are this. And like I said before, there are so many things that we could throw a dart at that's going to take a bite out of this apple. That's kind of the challenge, I think, for this one for me. Like I've always said, and it pains me to say I don't take any pleasure of saying this other than the fact that maybe I'm waking people up to a reality, is the only thing different between this bubble and the last bubble is this bubble's bigger. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out bigger bubble, bigger blowback. And this was artificial growth, market manipulation, a casino climate. There was no organic growth in this one at all. And then we let it go too long. Had we risen interest rates immediately when the market started showing that bubble behavior, we could have calmed it down, but we didn't. Some people think it's all planned, some big orchestrated catastrophe. I don't know. I think our job is just to get out of the problem in the solution. first step of getting out of a problem is just to admit there's a problem and accept it. People are stuck in denial right now, wanting to cheerlead these markets. I'm going to continue to be here to raise awareness, ring the bell, sound the alarm, let people know the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever produced in history is having its blowback. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding what we talked about today shows this summer it's on. It's coming. Mark my words. If I was betting, man, that's where my money would go. Now listen, also, there's going to be a lot of opportunity to make money. The time to make money is be fearful when others are greedy, greedy when others are fearful. The heavy hitters, the top 1%, if even that, I think a lot of them drank the Kool-Aid too, and they're in big trouble. We're going to hear about a lot of big institutional investors falling and falling hard. They're ready to buy. They got heavier in cash. I reported on this a year ago. They're heavier in cash than they've ever been in their financial life, those big dogs. The Warren Buffetts of the world. There's going to be a lot of opportunity. I personally don't want to be a Warren Buffett of the world. Admire him, respect him, uber rich. But for me at this stage in my life, like I've got enough rental property. I'm happy. I know a bigger house isn't going to make me any happier. My job's to help you now. Operating efficiently within this, checking properties. How much down? What would my payment be? Would the property rent out for over that payment? If it does those two things, I'll write them an offer. Scott, throw them an offer. Let's test the waters. Even if it's not a rental, at least it's an insurance policy that you know, if you ever needed to, a renter could go in and make that payment. And maybe you'd even like to stack up a handful, like Scott Walters report, and have some rental properties and allow you to go chase your dreams doing other stuff. Who knows? I'll be here to help you guys every step of the way because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. Along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.